Okay, so now let's get into the sound design part of molding this lead and the hook that we got going. This is our source lead. Let's take a listen one more time. Now that's a pretty good sounding lead. As far as sound design goes, a couple things to preface before we start digging into some layering techniques. I'm not the greatest sound designer from scratch. I find that a lot of my producer friends, some of them are more geared towards sound design and some are more geared towards arrangement design, meaning that they can take some presets, arrange them, and come up with solid ideas. And then some producers have a more of a mindset to where they like to geek out and go deep into the parameters on serum or whatnot, and just spend a lot of time sound designing a lead from scratch. So they're gonna take a simple saw wave or sine wave or what have you, add some harmonics to it and everything. Either way is obviously perfectly fine with me. It's just what is more geared towards your kind of mindset. I like to not get stuck in a rabbit hole, so to speak, with sound designing. So sometimes you'll be working on a lead and then you'll start opening up serum and you just like all of a sudden an hour goes by and you're still tweaking filters and everything just to get it to sound perfect. And then your workflows come to a halt because you're just working on this one sound now, rather than just kind of fleshing out the idea. And certain VSTs have better sounds than others, I think, that are ready to go. Nexus being one of them. Like I said earlier, these are ready. Most of these sounds are just polished and ready to go as it is, and you can do a little bit of third-party processing on top of them. To get you a nice, unique, fat-sounding lead. And that's what I like to do mostly with my leads. My sound design comes from adding stuff on top of the plugin itself versus going in deep on the plugin and messing around the matrix or the modulation matrix and everything. So that being said, let's take this lead that we have right here. Let's go down to our synths section here. We're going to go ahead and drag this melody. First going to consolidate it, drag it all the way down here, and then we're going to grab our Nexus 3, put it on here as well. And then let's see how it sounds now, because I have it routed into what is my synth lead rack, which is, let's see, right over, it's right over there. Okay, so in this lead rack I have right here, I have the signal split to the mid and the side. Let's go to the mids first. Okay, so you can see it's going through utility, already gain stage to -16, and then it's going through a compressor with the makeup set to add some compression to it. And then it goes through, I believe that's it for that one. Okay, so for the side part though, I have it going through a little bit of EQ8, and then it's also compressed. And then I have it set to route through some reverb, another compressor that's actually routed into itself on the sidechain. So this is set because I want to have a big lead that has a lot of reverb behind it, but I don't want the reverb to actually wash out the actual lead. So this way I get to have the transients of the lead, the attack is kind of intact and you can hear each note crisp and fine. But after the note ends, there's a nice tail that comes in behind it. You'll hear what I mean when I play this in a second. Okay, so now I can basically kind of adjust it as I go along here. Okay, let's take a listen without the lead rack on here so you hear the difference. Now it sounds a little low because I haven't really made adjustments yet, so I have to adjust the threshold and the compressor here. Okay, so now you can hear the difference in the processing. It sounds a lot wider, a lot bigger, so to speak. Let's go ahead and take a listen without it. Now with it. Okay, so you can see how much of a difference it makes. So basically, the way we did it here is we just made an audio effect rack, and then we created a chain, split it basically one mid, one side, have utility on each one, split one to the mid and split the other one obviously to the side, and then apply different processing on each part of it. So on the side, I have it routed into some EQ, taking out all the low end, and then I have it split into wet and dry signals here. The wet's obviously going to be for the reverb, dry is nothing there. And then I have it similarly set up for the mid signal as well. This is just so I can put some little bit of like compression and OTT on the actual sides, and I can EQ the sides a lot cleaner than I would if I'm just EQing the entire signal on its own. So you can just add some extra processing to the sides of it, and it makes it sound a lot bigger. A lot more of a wide lead. So you can hear that it definitely is an improvement versus the way we had it sounding up here. But I don't need this anymore. So let's go ahead and we go mute you all the way together. Let's go ahead and recolor code everything. All right, so we have the first layer set up. Obviously now all we're gonna do here is just duplicate it. And we're going to simply open up the VST and kind of run through some presets and try to get a new layer of this lead here. All right, so that's a good layer. I like that. See how Nexus has got really good sounds ready to go. Now we just need to combine or figure out the leveling of which should be more prominent in this. Maybe we can even try lowering the octave of this one right here. fact, we can just do both here. So we can just basically take you, and then on that switch up, put it up an octave.